Here we go. Are you ready, willing, and able to allow? Welcome, everybody. Get ready to blast off. It's time to take that flight to the next dimension. Allow yourself to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, and manifest your desires right here live tonight. So we're going to play a little music so you can get into the vibe before we get started on the live YouTube. Listen to I Allow. I allow myself to be my best self. To be creative. And to let go. I allow myself to live an elevated life, to stay focused and clear, always moving towards a goal. I allow myself to let go and to learn to live and to grow. I allow myself time and space. I allow. I allow myself to feel, to express myself, and to use the talents that I possess. the things that are not love. I allow myself to be creative, live in the moment. I allow. I allow. Yes, yes, yes. Do you allow? Are you ready, willing, and able to allow? Open up your mind. Open up your heart. Let love flow through. Create heaven on earth. I allow. I allow. I allow myself to be authentic, transparent, open, caring, and loving. Yes, yes, yes. Myself to let go. To let go. To be free. To be free. To be free. And to plant new seeds. New seeds. And live the best life. Right now. Right now. Are you ready to allow yourself to live your best life right now? I allow the God power within me to express itself. All of us have a divinity code inside ourselves. And the same soul that runs through the universe and all living things exist deep in us. And a part of the cells down by the mitochondria, that's where the divinity code is in all of us. We're grateful to have breath, because without breath, we wouldn't have the life that we know. So breathe. Welcome one, welcome all. Tonight, we're going to have a very interesting experience. I'm going to do some things I haven't done before, or at least in a very long time. So get your water. You're definitely going to probably need a pencil, a pen. And if you need to use a pad or a phone to take notes, it's okay. But it's always best to make it kinesthetic, auditory, and visual by writing it down. Remember to think in ink. It goes in deeper. I'd like to welcome you all here. I'd like to know who is here for the first time. Who is on one of these Dr. B Elevation Time webcasts for the first time? If you're here for the first time, put it in the chat room. If you're here for the first time. And if you're here and you've been here before, we'd like to know where you came from. Where are you at? Where are you listening from? If you've been here for many years and you're a part of what we've been doing for a long time, then let us know that you're here and you've been here How many of you are ready, willing, and able to let go and to allow yourself a new experience? Be honest with yourself. Some people are not ready for that. Some folks feel that what they have is great and they don't need anything else, and that's okay. And they're just here to just view and listen to other points of view, and that's okay. We're not here to disagree with anybody. We're not here to go against anybody's beliefs, and that is not our goal. So before we even start, let's say that, whatever your beliefs are your beliefs. If you'd like to stay stuck to those, we're not trying to change you. We're not trying to channel you into something that you are not feeling. Yes. So we got some people here for the first time. Who's here for the first time? Yes, we got some first timers. Welcome, first timers. Yes. And I'd like to ask a few questions. First, can you give yourself permission? It's always important to give yourself permission to grow, to change, to do anything. Give yourself permission and stop waiting on permission, and stop looking for other people to say it's okay for you to change, grow, and go through the transmutation of life. It's okay. Give yourself permission. So give yourself permission to open up and take in this information and use it as you may. Yes, yes, yes. I'd also like your permission before we move forward. Is it okay that we talk about some things that you may not have looked at or realized or thought about before? Or maybe something that just connects the dots for things that you've already been looking at. Is that okay? Put yes. Or put I allow. That's a good one. Is it okay that we make this a little fun and maybe highly spirited? Because I sometimes get that way. I start channeling the humorous side of life, and sometimes even the almost preacher side comes out once in a while. We'll try to keep them in check tonight because this is a serious night. We're going to stay very serious. This Dr. P Sirius is usually pretty serious. Is it okay that we talk about some things that may ruffle your feathers? They may augment and aggravate. There's a new word. Aggravate. You ever been aggravated? I'm just aggravated. Can't take it anymore. I'm aggravated. Just agitated, right? Agitated, aggravated. That's a brand new word. I mean, they made all these words up anyway, right? Is that okay? Learn to smile and laugh a little bit and have a little fun. That would be good. If you like that, you don't have to. We're not trying to force anybody to believe anything. If you want to be stiff and strong and stay with your beliefs, stay. We were also asked that if you have any disagreeable comments, stay out of the text. If you've got something that you need to say that's disagreeable because, your great grandparents may have been Wolfman and Wolfwoman, way back in the day, just let's leave it out. You don't have to tell everybody what you think. We seen that sometimes we want to agitate folks and magitate. That's when you're mad and you're agitated. Magitated. I'm just agitated. Some folks are upset all the time. And even when something looks good, they're going to look for something to be wrong and disagreeable. And that's because a lot of people are dealing with a parasite, a spiritual parasite called Wetiko. We may talk about Wetiko a little bit tonight, but that is big. And Wetiko, this spiritual parasite, which has been known to bring down almost every society, every major society has been brought down because they all fall. And they've been brought down, they say, by this parasite called Wetiko. And Wetiko is a very interesting thing. And nowadays, it's taken over the internet. So a lot of things that you're seeing being text that are always about the disagreeable, how bad it is, things that agitate your mind and just get you upset about things that you don't even have any proof of. That's the Wetiko mindset. And it's traveling through the worlds and the minds of many people. And we have to get to a point where we learn to resist or block that or to get rid of that. It's like a parasite. It's got to be flushed out. And we'll tell you about how to do that tonight. Okay. So, like I say, if you've got some disagreeable points of view, you don't need to share them. In fact, I learned how to kick people off of this thing because some folks are, they just got something disagreeable to say about everything. And that's okay, but we just would rather keep this as an upbeat as possible. So, we're going to talk about several things today. We're going to do it in 3 sections. First, we're going to talk about diseases and illnesses, or what they call diseases and illnesses. And we're going to discuss some of the products that we carry. And I might even mention some products that are out there on the market that can help with some of the illnesses and diseases people are dealing with. And before I say this, I must say that I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a psychiatrist. I have not graduated from any of the certifications of the 3-letter people: FDA, FBI, CIA, AMA. That's the American Medical Association. But there's many of them. I am not connected with them. Most of the knowledge that I carry, I'm channeling from ancestors, from what some people call angels. Some of it is just happening in the moment. It's sometimes just improvisation. I'm channeling. A lot of us are, but we sometimes have forgotten that we try to take too much of the, credit for what we know, but actually we're channels. We're all channels if we just open up and realize that everything is changing and growing. The earth right now is speeding up its vibration. It's speeding up its spin. It's wobbling faster and faster. Every molecule, every atom, every neutrino it's changed. Everything has changed. And I know, I don't know. I presume that many of you can feel it. How many of you can feel this shift? This shift that's happening. And it may feel terrible to some, and others it may be great, because some folks are having the best time of their life right now. Some folks are having the worst time in their life right now. And there is joy, there's celebration going on, but there's also sadness. There's also pain. There's like a mass inflammation happening right now, where everybody who is in that, world of, trying to make it, are going through the stress of attempting to get over the hump. So we don't look down on that. We say that's all a part of growth. The pain that we go through, the inflammation, healing sometimes hurts. It's painful. We want it to go away. We want to cover it up. So we sometimes we'll take a product or something that covers up the symptoms. You see, but we like to get down to the root. And a lot of times the root is in a very different place than what you're used to. The root may exist in a place that you've got to go to get to the healing. And that healing is not always something comfortable and easy, and you just take a pill and you take a product and you just feel better. No, not always. Sometimes, yes. But most of the time, healing is a bit challenging, even painful. So know that that is a part of it. So don't think that I am putting down anyone by saying that, we've got to go through this to get there. But I'm not putting anybody down, because some folks want to say, well, no, doc, it shouldn't be this way. Well, that is your point of view. But I do know that it is a fact that sometimes that growth of new tissue and beginning to get rid of the issues that are in the tissues, it's painful. It's tough. It's hard. It's a struggle. But everything is connected to its opposite. So you've got to look towards what you desire. Feel as if you're already there. So at this time, while the planet and the energy is speeding up, we're feeling it. One way or the other, we're feeling it. There's a change between two ages happening. So the old age is dying off and a new age is beginning. So that's like two dimensions, two different worlds that right now are kind of on top of each other. So one is pulling, one is pushing. Just as you're climbing a ladder, right? As you go up, the gravity is pulling you down. You see? So there's always the opposition of everything. Everything has its opposite. So even though it may be really bad for you right now, also on the other side of that is something really good. Even though sometimes we may feel like we're in hell, guess what? Heaven is right next door. It's just depending on how we use our mindset, what we think about, what we look towards, and how we focus. Because if we focus on what's good, and if we focus on allowing ourselves to get to that next step, no matter how hard it is, we'll get there. Just be patient. Patience is a virtue. Patience is very important. So 2025 is a 9. If you add up 2025, it comes to 9. 9 is the number of completion. So when you go to 9, because there's only 9 numbers, technically, there's only 9 numbers. The next one is going to be 10. That's a whole new set. That's a whole new start. So we're at 9 in 2025. So we're going through the great reset. This is the reset. This is the time of the shift. This is the time of completion, closing up boxes, getting rid of things, taking things out, letting go of the things that are binding us to the past, or especially if they're disagreeable things of the past. We've got to learn to let this stuff go because we hold on to it a lot of times in our own minds. Things don't keep happening. History never repeats itself. History never repeats itself in the same way. You see? History never, ever repeats itself in the same way. It's always different. It may be slightly different, but it's different. It's not the same. Our minds may agree that it's the same because our reticular activating system, which is in the back of your brain, whatever you're focusing on, it filters everything out but that. It's called the RAS system, the reticular activating system. Whatever's on your mind, it begins to focus and bring in and magnify more of that. So that dress that you bought that you really liked, or those clothes that you really liked, or whatever, you may go out and find out that's all you see. Everybody's wearing it. Or that car that you like, a certain color, a certain make, you decide you really like it. And all of a sudden, that's all you see. Now, they were there all the time. It's just that you begin to focus more on what you're looking for. You see, your body is a servant. It's doing actually what you told it to do. So if you're looking at the agreeable and you're a pessimist or you're an optimist, it's going to bring you that. Look more for evidence of that thing being real. So a lot of times our mindsets are projecting. We're projecting. So concept here is why not project something good? We're going through a great reset. This is a great thing. Now, it may seem crazy right now. Things are happening you've never seen happening before. They have to happen because all the trash has got to come up. All the trash has got to come to the surface so we can scoop it away. The diseases have to come to the surface so we can sweep them away. Illness has got to come to the surface so we can eradicate it. We are in the place of creating art. We are artists. And our bodies are instruments. And we're playing in an orchestra, a universal cosmic orchestra. And whatever your voice is, whatever your mindset is, whatever your way is, your habits are a part of the music that you're creating. And the question is, would you go to a concert and pay to listen to your music? A lot of folks say they're looking for love. They're looking for love. And I said, well, would you love you the way you are? Now, if you are, you're going to attract that because your reticular activating system is looking for more of what you are. So if you've attracted a lot of disagreeable relationships, there's something in you that may need to be eradicated or looked at because you may be attracting a bit of yourself, or people in things or situations may be popping up just to show you some things that are in you that you need to work out. So that enemy is something you're focusing on. So it's in you. It's in your mind. How many times have you met the person that was supposed to be your enemy and they had no idea they were your enemy and they liked you? Has that happened? It happens all the time. What are you focusing on? Your reticular activating system is going to give your ass whatever you desire. Get it? Your ass. Has life been kicking your ass? Because you've been telling your ass what it is you desire by focusing on it, by communicating with it, by hanging out with those people, by networking and befriending people who are in the same mindset or worse than you. And we sometimes, create these trauma bonded relationships. We look for victims a lot of times because we may seem like victims. Everything is being done to us. So then we ended up voting Victocrat. You see, we go to the victim concert to listen to the music that's all victimizing. Listen to a lot of the music, and it's all about being the victim or trying to be the winner and talking about all the stuff you got that you really don't have. It's ego-based. It's a setup. A lot of the music that we're listening to is war music. A lot of the commercial music, not all of us, because a lot of us are listening to oldies and, we got our own playlist and that's great. But if you're in the mainstream, most of the mainstream music is about war dance. The music, the language, the focus of it is being controlled. It was put together at a time in the 60s on a project called COINTELPRO. Some of you know about COINTELPRO, counterintelligence programs. To get the people to eat food that actually eats them, to get the people to play music that actually plays on them, to get them to have a language that actually destroys them, to speak in Babylon and babble on and on and on about nothing. That was a setup to get you to look at things, to get your reticular activating system to focus on things and project your mindset out into the world and create out of nothing the thing that you was believing in, that you was wanting, that you were desiring, and you get it as a gift. And then you're mad. Look what they keep doing to me. It's always happening over and over, Dr. D. Well, we got to look inside. This is the time for looking inside yourself. See, a lot of folks say, well, Dr. B, I'm taking herbs for this and herbs and vitamins for that. Did you know that those are only items of possibility? In other words, they have potential. The potential has to match up with you. We can't just wait on the herbs, wait on the healing, hoping that a fast is going to fix everything. I know folks have been fasting ever since I met them. They're always fasting. I'm on the juice fast. I'm on the day of Daniel fast. I'm on the David fast. I'm on the Barbie fast. People is on all kinds of fasts. I'm on the Hotep fast. I'm on the greetings and grand morning, grand rising fast. Because we think that these sayings and these words and these actions are going to fix us. What is going to repair us is us tapping into the genes inside of ourselves that repair broken genes. Did you know that? Did you know that there's cells that repair broken cells? Did you know that there's microorganisms inside your gut that look for problems and go work on that? So the herbs and all the processes that we do their potential. They're full of possibility. But we have to meet with that possibility. We have to live on the event horizon. The event horizon is where the event hasn't come to us yet, but we're already expecting the event to come. If you're already expecting the event to come, it will come. That's what they call the event horizon. So if you're projecting something beautiful, something great, and you're asking for something, right? Instead, a lot of folks are praying and begging for stuff. When it says right in your book, don't do that. Don't beg for anything. We're supposed to be grateful in advance. In other words, the thing is on the horizon. The event hasn't gotten to you yet. But if you act and feel as if the thing has happened, that's called faith. Feel as if the thing has happened. I got that from Jan Van Zant. In fact, we're going to be doing something pretty soon again. We did a great series. We'll be doing one again. She's amazing. Her point of view. Some folks don't like her because she's a little too rough and raw. Well, you don't like it rough and raw sometimes? Go somewhere else and listen to it really nice and eat ice cream and just let them tell you in a soft voice, it's going to be okay. You're a victim of your childhood. Everybody's a victim of something if they say and agree that they are. So we're going to look at healing in a different way. We have to meet it. We have to create it. We have to be it. And we're going to have to go through some stress sometimes and some change and some challenge in order to get it. You're going to have to tap into the child spirit inside of you. The child is still in there. Now, some people say, I had a terrible childhood. Well, was it all terrible? Be honest. Was every second of your childhood terrible? And if it was, that could be. Then what we're going to have to do is imagine, just imagine that there's a beautiful time and place that you can remember that was good, or you completed something, or you were successful at something. Sometimes we've got to imagine, because the only thing we can remember is the trauma, especially if we're surrounding ourselves with people who are traumaholics. Now, I used to go to this thing called happy hour, and I stopped going because the people had to drink to be happy. They had to drink, and after they had about the third drink, that's when they became happy. So the hour was only happy after they drank the spirits. That's what they call alcohol, spirits. And that's okay if that works for you. That's all right. But a lot of folks, that's why they're alcoholics, because not only are they having happy hour on Friday, they're having happy hour every day. In fact, they're having happy day. Oh, happy day. They got a drink in the morning, a drink in the evening, a smoke in the afternoon, and a whiff of this and a whiff of that. Some folks are overconsumed with even being what they call positive. They're drunk. You could be drunk and high on everything. Fasting, you could get drunk on fasting. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying if you look at it, I'm saying just look at what you got going on. Look inward. Okay? The child spirit. Inside of us, there's a part of us that feels successful, doesn't have to go to work and worry and deal with money. That child, that inner child, that's the one who's waiting for us to come back. And because they're down there at the playground, sitting on the swings, they're on the monkey bars, or out playing hopscotch, or playing ball, or, swimming in the river, or doing those things that are happy at a party, having fun with other people who are all children growing and having fun. There's an inner child in us all. When we tap into that, we tap back into another dimension, because that dimension we let go. We let go to grow up. We let go of that so that we could be adults. Just grow up. You've got a job. You've got, responsibilities. You've got children. Some of us don't even want to play with the children. Give them an iPad or a phone and leave them alone. Or give them their medicine, because, everybody's on the, most of the children are on the spectrum now. If you take them to school or to send them to the doctor, everybody's on the spectrum. Shoot, I was on the spectrum. I still am. We're all on the spectrum, but the spectrum of what? What's your spectrum? That doesn't mean it's a disagreeable thing. Everybody has some issues in their tissues. No one's perfect here. But we're going to look into the body a different way. And before you take an herb, before you take a supplement, a vitamin, a mineral, a drink of tea, think of it already helping you. Imagine it on the event horizon. Healing is on the horizon. Don't wait for the healing. Accept the healing now and know that it's happening, even if the evidence is I'm in pain. I've got this problem. The doctors named it. I looked it up on the internet and they told me. I asked artificial intelligence about the problem, and even artificial intelligence artificially told me something that was not that intelligent, but it was something that was smart and easy and quick. Who's programming artificial intelligence? Because it's a lot of things that it don't know. But you might think it'd be the best thing because it's easy, because we've become a little lazy. So we've got to do a little bit of work along with that play. Okay? Is that all right? Y'all all right out there? This is a wonderful tea. So I just take all my herbs and put them in the tea today. I just put them all in the tea and just said, hey, let me just drink the tea. had a couple capsules, opened them up, put them in the tea. Got some herbs, some little tea bags, some muslin bags with different, things in it. Put it all in the tea. Keep it warm. Y'all all right out there? Good. So I'm talking about the inner child a bit because on Saturday, I'll be in Brooklyn, New York at Nicholas Brooklyn. It's a bookstore, Nicholas Brooklyn. In fact, let me show it real quick since I brought it up. I think I have a slide. Did I make that slide? Let's see. Did I make the slide? Maybe I didn't. Nope, that's not it. I gotta find the slide. That's not the slide. Who is that? Y'all bear with me 1 second as I get myself together here. Because I thought I'm gonna have to pull it up from the hard drive. Sometimes you gotta go down into the hard drive and pull up what you're looking for. Dick Gregory used to say, punch it up. Let me go punch up such and such. Punch up this piece of information, Dr. B. Let's see. So I'm punching up. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right. So this is a slide. I'll be at this bookstore on Saturday. The event is from 3 to 7. I think they're having a party, a 363 dance party after that. But from 3 to 7, I'll be in Brooklyn, New York. It's the first time I'll be doing a lecture in Brooklyn. So if you're anywhere in the area or if you want to come on out, it's going to be amazing. It's the Inner Child Experience Workshop. I'll be doing that along with Black Magic 363, Brother Rich. He also calls himself Radiohead Rich. And we're going to deal with our inner child and also do some exercises that are going to help us rejuvenate the part of ourselves, because those inner child energies will help us heal much quicker. When we can laugh at times when we want to cry, and we hear something terrible and you find a way to smile through it. Smiling does a whole special thing. When you smile, you use a special group of muscles that touch nerves, and those nerves touch your glandular system and sends this information through your body that says, hey, we can do this. We're going to have fun. We're challenged, and the challenge is okay. And we're going to win because we're winners. So that's going to be on Saturday in New York, Brooklyn, New York. So write that information down, or you can go to elevationtime.com. And there is is it a flyer there on Elevation Time? No, go to my link tree. Go to my bio, my link tree. I think there's one here on YouTube. If not, you can find it. I think there's one on YouTube. There's a flyer on YouTube too. So go to my YouTube channel and you'll find it. But just remember, Nicholas Brooklyn is the name of the store, and that's going to be. It's on Fulton Street. What is that? 1396 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York. Stop on by. All right. I'll see y'all Saturday. This is going to be fun because I've never done a lecture in the Northeast. I've never done a talk or a workshop in the Northeast. Even though I'm from the Northeast, I've never done one. So we're going to begin to travel there more often. This is the first one of many, and just be ready for that. Okay. Good. So when we're healing, the body is waiting for the right materials to heal. Your body is waiting for minerals. Minerals are the most important thing for your body. So what different herbs and different vitamins and different foods have in them is minerals. They have a certain mineral composition. And certain foods have more minerals or certain types of minerals than others. But your body is looking for minerals. It sucks out the minerals. Your body is basically a juicer, and it juices everything. And it takes the waste and sends it out. It uses the juice of everything. Your body is a juicer. So be careful what you're eating, because all you're doing is juicing it. And some of these foods, I don't know if you have thought about juicing certain foods that, Yeah, that's a deep subject. But yeah, your body's a juicer, and that's what it's doing. So tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some products for major illnesses that have helped many people. And I must make this disclaimer. Like I said earlier, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not prescribing. I'm not suggesting. But the folks is calling me. My homeboy's calling me. Hey, I can't talk to him. Well, I could. I've done that before where I just answer the phone right on the webcast, talk to the person. You know, he can call me on the internet, actually come on the webinar. So I am not going to be here as a medical doctor. I'm going to be here to talk about some of the things that we have heard over the last 20, 30 years that have happened when folks use some of the products that we create. Now, let's get this clear also. The products that we create here at Elevation Time, elevationtime.com, are very unique. We don't use binders and fillers and glues. Yes, a lot of products have binders and fillers and glue and even sawdust. And sometimes you're buying some products and you don't know where and what you're really taking because it's not, you got to test it every day. Are you going to test it? Or you've got to get things from some sources that you can trust. And the reason why I created natural products originally because I needed to be healthy and I couldn't trust what I was buying in most of the stores. So I began to create my own products for myself, for my mother, and for my close family. And I experimented for many, many years to see what worked and what didn't work. I had some success and so I had some failures. And in order to be successful, you've got to fail a lot. The most successful people are failures. They just have won just a couple times more than the failure. That's all you got to do. Let's say you missed the ball 100 times, but one time you hit that ball and you hit it out the park. You're a winner. Okay. So these products are made by hand. They are like what you might call artisanal. Is that the word? Artisanal or is it artisanal? Is it artisanal or no? Anyway, I'm an artist. I'm a creator. I'm a musician. I listen to vibration. I pick herbs based on the energy and the vibration I get from them. Not just what I read in the book, because the book is giving me some footnotes, but those footnotes may not go to my head. I may not feel that this particular herb is great for that. So I'll use what I feel, and I'm improvising many times. And you'll even notice sometimes you'll buy the same product from me. Let's say you buy the same product 4 times a year. Each time it may taste a little different. It's because I'm aggregating and moving the herbs around differently based on what's happening in the atmosphere, what's happening in the world, what people are feeling, what people are going through. Because on the what they call the collective unconscious, all people are connected. We would like to be so separate, but we're actually all connected in oneness. So there's a vibration that vibrates through the whole etheric field, through all of us, through the magnetospheres, through the dimensions. So I am sometimes in the season looking at like we're about to go into fall. So I'm creating right now what we call the fall, end of summer, because we're right at the Lion's Gate on 8/8. We're at the Lion's Gate, and that is actually the end of the what they call the stellar summer, which had to do with Sirius aligning with the Earth, the sun, right at that time on between July 3rd and July 9th. That's when the Sirius star began to shine most of its energy on us, and that begins to rejuvenate and to recharge the solar plexus, the largest bundle of nerves in the body. And the nerves are very important. If you've listened, I don't know how many of you got the newsletter we just sent out, but we have an article in there that breaks down the nervous system and how the nervous system connects everything. That's your internet, you see, and it's a very delicate system, and it's picking up information from everywhere. Even something you can't hear with your ears, your nervous system can feel it through your skin and your hair. Your hair is our listening devices. Did you know that? Your hair is like a listening devices. These are little antennas. So they can pick up small changes in the environment that you can't feel or you can't detect so easily. That's why when some people are scared or something happens or something surprises them, their hair stands straight up. It stands straight up so it can get deeper and stronger and what? Check on the environment even better. You see? So our bodies are very special devices. You see? And all of it must be at the best, or at least 75% at its best in order to survive, in order to make it. You see, when we start dipping below that, we start creating disease. So a lot of us, just through the environment, through the life that we've been in, we have illness and we've experienced illness, especially now with the vibration and the augmenting of all things, right? Because the actual vibration of the earth is speeding up. So things are happening faster. So you see more things happening quicker. And you say, oh my God, it wasn't like this when I was young, because when you were young, the earth was rotating much slower. So things are happening faster because there is a augmented spin on every atom and every part of our bodies also. So we're seeing more illness come up because it was in the cellular structure anyway. Or we're thinking in a way, right? And we're agreeing that we're supposed to be sick. A lot of people, you could cleanse them all day long, but if they agree in their family lineage that runs in the family, they believe it. So they are sick, right? Because they believe they're supposed to be sick because someone told them that runs in the family. And everybody in the family they told that to, if they believe it, then that thing does run in the family mindset, not in the genes, because the genes are expressing themselves based on the environment. So what we must do is change the environment of the body. What you eat creates an environment. What you say, what you think is vibrating the fluids of the body. Information travels quicker through fluid than it does through air. And your body is fluidic. 70% of your body is supposed to be made out of basically water or liquid. So what you're telling yourself, what you're believing, is vibrating the rivers of your life. Okay? So we're going to talk about some major illnesses that folks are going through, and we're going to mention the things that people have used and what clients have said over the many years that these products did for them. Now, I think we had a question here. Let's see. My thyroid was removed years ago, and they said there's no herbal medicine that can take that I have. So to take, maybe I'm reading it backwards. They said I had a little dyslexia. No herbal medicine that I take, that I have to take. I understand what you mean. I have to take Synthroid the rest of my life. Is that true? If you believe it, then it is true. You have to agree that medicine is actually doing what it says, because many medicines, not all, but many medicines are placebos. The doctor tells you what it's supposed to do. He's an authority figure. So there's a thing that happens in the brain where there's this cognitive dissonance where either you believe it or it goes against your vibration. But if you believe that is true, then that is true for you. It's not true for everybody. Now, what you would have to do to correct this, it depends on what was happening with your thyroid. So your thyroid is the master gland. It sends information to all your other glands. I am here to tell you that in my research, in the research of my colleagues, we find that you cannot technically remove an entire organ. There's something called the phantom limb effect. So there's people who have a limb that's been amputated, and they can still feel, if it's an arm, they can still feel their fingers. And they talk about their fingers are itching. And when you put this Kirlian photography on them, you actually see the auric field of the hand. And if you tell the person, move your fingers, you can actually see under this auric field, photography, you can see the actual fingers move. It's Kirlian photography. And they say, well, wait a minute, there's no physical arm or hand, but it is still there energetically. So even though they may have removed the hard matter, the flesh, they haven't removed the auric field, which means that you can influence that auric field with your thought process. So once you get out of your head that they removed anything, you can begin to use your mindset to replace the life force or the chi or the prana that existed in your thyroid. And other glands, when they take out one gland, other glands take over and start doing some of the work. That's why you're alive. So they may have taken what they thought was the offender out, but also in the environment around it, there's still energy. So the first thing is to focus and bring your thyroid back online energetically. Next, there are foods that you can eat. And I'm not sure what was causing your thyroid condition. Each condition is different. But what I would do is I would eat a lot of seaweed. Lots of seaweed, because it has iodine and it has all those micronutrients and all those trace minerals that your body needs. You see? So let's go with that. I would also look at detoxing the body. And you're going to hear me say this over and over and over this evening. I'll be mentioning why doing something like our elevated total body program is almost a part of all healing processes, even mental, physical, spiritual, all of them, because it's not just herbs. And we'll talk about that later, but it does help the body take over from areas that are having deficiency and create harmony and balance and homeostasis. That is the goal. Okay. So let's start with the diet, what you're eating. There's certain foods that you may not be able to eat. Dealing with that, we could talk about that privately. I am taking some private consultations again. I have been urged to do some. I'm doing a special, a limited amount of consultations, and we could talk about that and what's the investment for that. Okay. Facts environment is key. Blah, 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 do. Let's see. Yes, you've been, my bro been tagging you. 7 Bomar. Rich and Rod have all my recent posts on the NSA, and Sango has fully entered me in the 5th floor. Wow, that's pretty deep. Yes, it's Stephen Bomar. 7 Bomar. This brother here is on one. This guy is on one. And I almost feel like I kind of know him. I might have met him when he was young. And I think the rumor was that his mother used to come to a place called The Good Life where I used to lecture. And he may have been there in those days. I'm not sure. But some of the things he says, I'm like, wait a minute. That's almost like some Dr. B stuff. But actually, I own nothing. It's all coming through the same universe. So we don't own it. But, I align with him very well. In fact, if somebody knows him, get in touch with him and tell him I'd like to talk to him. Okay, let's go on, because I was looking for more. What about bloated stomach and always feeling that? Is that what that face says? People have replaced words with these emojis. I guess what that is. Bloated stomach may be your parasites. Usually parasites are one of the first causes of gas. Your body's not digesting very well. Also, your microflora may not be at the right balance. Your microbiome may be off, especially if you ever had any type of antibiotics. You see, antibiotic, biotic, bio-life, anti-life, otics. If you've had some of those, a good course of those, and many of us did because we had something that was bacterial, that, only that would help us if it was an emergency. Now, the issue is that I have with doctors who are prescribing, antibiotics for viruses. Viruses do not respond to antibiotics. But why do they do it? Because you expect it. They give you a pill. And like I say, a lot of times that's just a placebo that tells you it's going to do this and it's going to do that. But actually you're doing it because your reticular activating system kicks in and begins to focus on that part of the body and begin to work for you, creating healing in yourself. Huh? You got that? So bloating, parasites, the elevated, there's 2 different cleanse programs that we have. One of them is the total body program. The total body program is for systemic parasites. Let's break this down. Systemic parasites are parasites that live throughout the system. There is a huge difference between the parasites that live in your colon and in your digestive tract and those that live in the rest of the body. Almost every cleanse that I tried back in the days, used, or even saw had the same ingredients, and they usually were for what we call intestinal parasites, and they work good. Most of those intestinal parasite cleanses work. You could do pumpkin seeds for a couple days. You could do diatomaceous earth, helps to scrape and scrub some of that stuff out of your digestive tract. Black walnut hulls, cloves, wormwood. Now, here's the issue. Almost every wormwood I've seen people using is not the right wormwood. They use a wormwood because they heard it was wormwood that we should use, so they created a product based on wormwood, but that's not the wormwood that was studied back in the day, even in biblical, in times when they were writing the Quran and the holy books. They weren't talking about that wormwood. The wormwood that we know that does this doesn't even grow in America. It don't like America. It's an immigrant. So it grows in Asia. And technically, it's not even a part of the wormwood family. It's a part of the mugwort family. They're closely related. They live near each other, but they live in different houses. So most of the cleanses out there are very good. So I'm not here saying that other people's cleanses don't work. I don't even know what most other people are using. I only know what I've seen or what I've taken. For intestinal parasites, that's great. But the majority of our serious, or what we call chronic issues, are not caused by intestinal parasites. Now, that gas and bloating is. Digestive issues, yes. Some of these things that we have where our digestive system is falling apart and bleeding. We have these, inflammation, different types of inflammation in the gut. Those parasites and those regular standard herbs do work well. What I'm talking about are systemic parasites. Somebody told me the other day, well, duck flour gets rid of everything. Well, the duck flour is very good and works very quick, and it's a little, that's really aggressive. You take that sucker, man, you might not make it to the bathroom. You definitely not going to work. Not in that condition, unless you're going to sit on a potty at work. Could you imagine, you're at work with a potty, well, what's going on over there? It's good now. I'm not telling you it's bad. Works very fast. But some things are hard and they're tough and you need to stay home. What we attempt to do is to create programs that are, work friendly, play friendly. You can go and travel and you don't have to be living next to a toilet. I realized in 1996 when I had a experience, we won't get into that today, that there were beings that were intelligent that were coming through the universe that were parasitic. Some of the parasites that are here, like one called Helicobacter pylori, may not be from the earth because they have a different DNA setup than anything else we've known. Helicobacter pylori. They also call it H. pylori. So a lot of folks that are having ulcers may actually have Helicobacter pylori. And the doctor says, well, don't eat hot peppers and stay away from greasy foods. But we haven't got to the core, the Helicobacter. If you look him up and look at what he looks like, this is an alien. This is like in those, creature feature movies. But that is attacking that gut and it eats away the gut lining. You see? Now, one of the things you can do to help your gut lining is take bismuth, and bismuth is in cabbage. Cabbage juice has bismuth. It's a lot of bismuth. There's a little bit in the other plants from that same family, the cruciferous family. But all the cruciferous family, which are the broccoli, cauliflower, you've got what else over there? Collard greens, what's those little things? Little baby cabbages. I can't think of the name of it, but everything in that family has sulfur, cruciferous, crusulfur. They're actually good for you. Now, I know you hear that they're hybrids and oh boy, but if you're going to eat an anti-hybrid diet, you might as well leave the United States and move to the rainforest because we are hybrids too. We're mixed up with a lot of things. So some of those hybrids nature made, nature crossed things and created new things. And that's what diversity is all about, is, you know, creating more and more and more so that we have more available to us. Some things we wouldn't be able to eat. You know what I'm saying? If you got to go to the rainforest, and that's okay. I'm not saying don't do it, but your digestive tract may not even be able to handle that. The food is too rich, too strong. You see? So for ulcers, I would do the elevated total body program. Elevated total body program. And I would do it for 3 months. I would add to the elevated total body program a tea. The tea is cloves, orange peels, lemon peels, and cranberries, crushed fresh cranberries, not ocean spray, real cranberries. What does the ocean spray have to do with cranberries anyway? Ocean spray cranberry. What? I'm just wondering when the marketing of that, and that, obviously it worked. You know, they put things together that have nothing to do with it. Chicken of the sea. What is the chicken of the sea? What's the best tuna? Chicken of the sea. And people are singing this in the store, you know, it's in your head. You know what I'm saying? You're walking down the aisle and you're looking for Charlie the tuna. And, you know, they give you all these personalities to go with the food you're about to eat. And little cartoons and things. Obviously, it works in marketing. But use fresh cranberries, crush them up, and make a tea. And drink that while you're on the cleanse. If you've got what they call ulcers or H. pylori. Sometimes H. pylori has left the gut and it lives in the liver. And sometimes they say that it even gets into the heart tissue. And it can create chronic heart imbalances. You see, there's many things that they're calling heart disease that just may be certain parasites like H. pylori causing issues. Okay. So let's move on. High blood pressure is a big one, huge. Most people who are brown, black, tan, and have watched the news and believe in everything they're hearing have high blood pressure because your body's in fight or flight and is ready to run because you're looking for an enemy. And sometimes the enemy is in you and you can't run from you. You can't hide. You can run. But when you get there, you're there too. You just don't realize it's you. Your blood pressure's high. So they have moved the fence on high blood pressure. A couple years ago, I think about 5 years ago, they decided to move the numbers to include more people so they could get more people on high blood pressure medicine. Good marketing move. I mean, that's pretty dope. So everybody just about, you go get a high blood pressure test. I mean, it's going to change every day. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying there is not a place where it's too high, because it could be. Now, it could be caused by many things. If your body is toxic, which most people who have any type of illness, their body is toxic with fungus and parasites, and they've got mental issues and imbalances, and they're allergic to their environment. If you're allergic to your environment, you got to look around. What's in your environment? All these, what are you cleaning your house with? What are you cleaning your house with? Is it cleaning you? Read that number on it's an 800 number. Have you called it? I used to call those numbers. I didn't have a job, so I just called all the numbers on the products and asked them questions. And some of the answers I heard was crazy. And it says right on the bottom, not used. It's not for humans. It killed the rats in the lab. You know how hard it is to kill rats and roaches? You have any idea? And it killed them. Now you're going to eat it or put it on your body or rub it on your child. So with high blood pressure and many illnesses, clean up your environment, clean up your home. But the elevated total body program, and I'm going to put it on the screen here because I think that we need to just have it up so folks can see it. Let's see. Is this it? Let's go through. There we go. There we go. Actually, the price is not $354. That's an old price. It's $374. What do we do about that? Don't worry, I'll make a special deal with everybody. Dr. B's Elevated Total Body Program. Systemic parasite eradication, detoxification at a cellular level. What do we mean? Many detoxification programs only deal with the extracellular fluid. That's the fluid around your cells. Most of your cells, not all of them, they float in a bath of liquid. Your body's 70% water, 80% water. So the extracellular fluid is the fluid on the outside of the cells, and it cleans it up. That's okay. There's a lot of products that do that. But to get an intracellular cleansing, you got to get inside. You got to go through the permeable wall of the cell. You got to go inside the membrane. The membrane. And I want you to remember this. The membrane of anything is the brain. The brain, the memory brain. So your skin is a brain. Did you know that? You got more skin tissue than anything else. Your skin has been covering your ass all these years, and you didn't know that it was very smart. It's protecting you from your environment, and it can feel things before they happen. It has the power of precognition. The membrane. Okay. Let's see. Somebody said my hair looks blue. Maybe I got the blue light on or something. I don't know. Blue shirt. It's blue today. I'm blue. So to get inside the cell, to get inside the membrane, you can only use certain things because the cell's membrane is smart enough to protect its innards. It's intelligent. So there are certain signals that have to happen. You have receptors on your cells, and the receptors on every cell is like an antenna. And those receptors have to vibrate a certain way before it opens the doorway to allow anything into the cell. There's only certain things that are going to get through the cell wall. So your average program out there that I've noticed, it's really good for extracellular or cellular fluids. To get inside the cell, to get intracellular cleansing, there's a very specific group that does that, and we have it in this program. So this program, which is the root of all healing, if you're going through a mental healing and you've got, you're getting rid of some of that old ways of thinking, you're going to find that the cleanse is going to help you. Why? Because a lot of your issues are in your tissues. And it's in your skin, in the lower levels of skin, in muscle tissue. The issue is in your tissue. You think it's just in your brain. Your brain is almost last on the list. It's in your gut. It's in your bacteria. It's in your intestines. It's in your reactions, in your nervous system. And if your nervous system is going to be, affected by chemicals and parasites and gas and food that was non-digestible and plastics and microplastics and superplastics and glues and dyes and all of those things, you're going to be sick. So even if we're looking to repair or to change or to shift our mindset, you're going to find that by doing the Elevated Total Body Program, specifically the Elevated Total Body Program, your path is going to be more smooth. Okay. Now there is a total body program. I started talking about it earlier. The total body program is a systemic cleansing for parasites. It has Laxease, which is a mild colon conditioner. It's not a deep colon cleanse. It has something called New Life that has over it's like 75 different herbs, flower essences. In fact, all of these products have flower essences, which help to connect you to your real spiritual self. They also have essential oils. If you know about essential oils, they go deep. They're different than herbs. We have several herbs, and many of the herbs are very rare. We also have crystal elixirs in every product except the powders. A crystal elixir is when you take certain crystals and you put them in water, distilled water, and we put them in a copper pot. And this copper pot helps to electrify the water because copper puts electricity in water. And we let it sit for a certain amount of time until that water takes on the energy of the crystals. So when you use the products, you're taking the crystals liquidly. Liquidly, is that the right way to say it? You're liquidly taking the crystals into your body. Then we also put light, right? We put light. There's a special light that we use. Some of you know about the special light that we use. Some of you have it. We put that on there to rejuvenate the light force energy in the product. And there's a special way that we even spin it. The way you turn, your spoon. And as I said earlier, we make all of this here ourselves. I do most of the actually creating, formulating, and manufacturing of the products. My hands have to touch it. I can't send it off to some lab or some place for them to make it and bring it back because the energy is going to change. We're into energy work here, or energy play. We're into music. So we put sound vibrations on every product. We make everything in small batches. We don't make lots of batches and put them on a shelf. Why? The energy changes over time. Over time, your energy changes, everyone's energy. So your supplements are going to change too. So we'd like to have them sitting on the shelf as little as possible. So many of the things we're making them almost as orders come in. Not exactly, but really close to that time. So we make small batches. We do it where the energy field, we have these devices in the lab that actually help to change the frequency of the EMFs, the electromagnetic fields. We have special lights that we're using for lighting in the lab. And we have these devices that emit these ions into the room where we're making the products. Oh, we're going deep. So some folks say, well, Dr. B, your stuff costs a lot of money. Well, it depends on what you want. Would you like a cheap product? Or would you like something that has high value? We're dealing with high value, high vibration products. So the Laxease is a mild colon conditioner. It's not a strong cleanse. New Life is giving you most of the nutrients that you need for your blood to be clean. It's not necessarily just a blood cleanser, but it's a blood rejuvenator. Okay. And it also helps to break up mucus. Then there is something called Tranquility in your program. Tranquility helps you sleep because when you have a lot of gas, you don't sleep. And when the parasites begin to die off, they emit ammonia gas into your system. That ammonia gas will keep you up. So you need things like L-arginine, L-arnithine. There's certain proteins that are important during that time to help you get into that place called sleep, or to help eradicate the gases in your body. Because when you're cleansing, you will have lots of gas. So also let's see, I have a picture of the other program. Do I have no. How come it's not in this slide deck? That's because I'm not using the right slide deck. Forgive me, y'all. I'm not using the correct slide deck. I was moving fast today. So in this program also is the liver powder. The liver powder is going to help rejuvenate your liver, your kidneys, and your spleen. Liver and kidneys and spleen, they are very important. The liver is one of the most important organs in the body. It is a gland and an organ at the same time. So it is putting out certain hormones. It is also making certain enzymes to help you digest food. It stores certain things on the gallbladder, like bile, so that's going to help to break down food. And breaking down food is important. And a lot of folks in America have weaker livers. They have fatty livers. Why? Well, we've been eating, and the body's trying to detox everything, even what you're breathing. Your liver's the detoxifier. You see, and if it's been under stress all these years because you ate some of those products back in the day, these fast foods and sugar pops and Tang. What the heck is Tang? And what about Kool-Aid? You can't even stir the Kool-Aid with a metal spoon. They say it could kill you. Did you know that? Well, you're not supposed to use aluminum touching your food for anything. Some guy told me the other day, he said, well, I drink sodas in an aluminum can. Well, the can is aluminum, but inside of that, they got plastic. So we're full of microplastics. There are certain things in this program that helps your body bring about the enzyme effect, which is going to help break down microplastics. Enzymes. You need enzymes to break down microplastics. Okay? Enzymes. So in the elevated total body program, you also get 2 bottles of the Paracleanse, the Quantum Paracleanse. Now, folks ask me all the time, they say, well, Doc, how come you don't sell them by themselves? Because by themselves, they don't kill all the parasites. They are cofactors in the cleansing and detoxification. Okay? They are part of it. You can't buy them by themselves because it could be dangerous. It'd be very, what do you call it? It's not good for me to do that. So we used to do it and people used to have problems. So you need the whole program if you're going to do this. Now, the men get something called Timeless Man. It used to be called Herbal Viagra back in the days by the brothers, but it is not meant for that. But it does help to rejuvenate the male system and balance the hormones of men. And it also helps to detox the prostate. Okay. Women get something in their program called Sacred Womb. Women and men are different. They cannot be given the same stuff. Whatever you are biologically, your body is vibrating in a certain frequency. So when we're cleansing and detoxifying, it is best to use something that's going to help balance your hormones and cause homeostasis in your system. So that is the elevated total body program, which I'm not showing here. But this program that I'm showing is cancel, cut, delete, and clear. Slow down, Dr. P. Breathe. All right. The total body program is for systemic parasites throughout the system. It is very good for that. It's called the total body program. It's been around. It was the first one I made. But we also have the elevated total body program. And what it has that the other program doesn't have is it has a special, what we call aggregate of mushrooms. There's a certain combination of medicinal mushrooms that work together in synergy, and they look around in your body for certain types of debris, and also they look around for things that are not the same DNA as you. They're intelligent. The whole planet lives based on the mycelium network, which are the mushrooms. You couldn't have life without them. They are all seeing, all knowing, they're everywhere. So the Master Mushroom Tonic, which you can also, get by itself, it's going to help to take the cleansing 10 levels up. It also has herbs in it. There are certain herbs that are kind of rare that also grow sometimes in the same region as the mushrooms. This is important to know how things work in synergy and how there's groups and neighborhoods in nature. So we look at the neighborhood in the area, what's growing with these mushrooms. We're not just going to take the mushroom just because somebody said the mushroom is good to take. What is in the neighborhood? And we put all those together in this master, what they call master tonic. What's it called? Master Mushroom Tonic. Okay. Also, this program has a very special type of vitamin C. Our vitamin C does not have ascorbic acid. It is not made from acidic materials that have been sitting around for a long time. It is made of what we call baobab. Baobab is a high energy, high vitamin C content plant that grows on certain parts of what you call Africa or Cubalon. And that is also called the Tree of Life. It's an amazing product, an amazing fruit that it puts out. and they eat that and they drink that as a tea and as a juice. And it's high in natural nascent vitamin C, which is the kind that is broken down for us to digest. Many vitamin C's are acidic. Acidic vitamin C can cause problems. Okay. Also, camu berry. Camu berry. Camu berry is one of the highest, most dense types of vitamin C on the planet from the camu berry. But it will not cause toxic reactions in the body. So the average vitamin C, you can't take more than 5,000 milligrams. In fact, you got to test it because you'll be in the toilet with the runs. Camu doesn't cause that. So that vitamin C that we have is very specific type. And some people have said that this type of vitamin C is 1,000 times stronger energetically than your average vitamin C. The elevated total body program also comes with a tooth powder. So doesn't the other one. The total body, the elevated total body comes with a tooth powder to eradicate parasites in your mouth. Why? Because that's where they run. They run to the part of your body that you are not looking. So there's a tooth powder that helps to whiten your teeth. It helps to brighten your teeth. It gets rid of some of that plaque, and it kills the parasites and the parasites' eggs that will be deposited in your mouth, especially when you're cleansing. Okay, so this total body program is for the average person to do a detox for what we call systemic parasites living throughout the body. The elevated total body program is for superbugs and also cleansing of these systemic parasites. Superbugs are like toxoplasma. That is the brain mind control parasite that most people in America have. That's what's wrong with us. Toxoplasma, playing with your thoughts, playing with your mind, got you living in states of fear and doing things that you naturally wouldn't be doing. That's what toxoplasma does. It controls you. If you go online, I have videos where I talk about toxoplasma really deeply. Also, superbugs. Superbugs are considered bioweapons that were created for wars, weaponized creatures. They have weaponized bugs, bacteria, things that are some of them call smart bugs, but it wasn't too smart to make these bugs, to drop these bugs on people. And all of a sudden now those bugs are back in the water supply and they're in the air. And those same bugs you dropped off on those people to kill those people over there. Now it's over here in our water vapor and it's raining on us. Superbugs. There's a whole group of biological weapons, and that stuff is in our environment. So this program deals with the superbugs and things like toxoplasma and even the vapors of certain viruses that you had in your system for a long time. Not the virus itself, but the vapor energy, or what they call the miasma or the plasma left over from certain diseases. Somebody asked here, they said, can fibroids be caused by parasites? Parasites are involved in every disease in one way or another that I have found, because they either cause the illness or they are living in the part of the body where the illness exists, and they're inhibiting the immune system from cleaning up and clearing out the disease. They create inflammation, they create mucus, and they leave waste. They poop and pee, and they eat certain herbs. I mean, yes, they do eat certain herbs, but they also are living in the tissue with the issue. So the body can't heal itself. They may not cause every disease, but they're associated because they are creating stress in the place where there is disease. So I would say if you're dealing with a chronic issue, the elevated total body paracleanse program is one thing that you should do that's in the center of everything else. So I'm going to give you some other things here to do, but that would be in the center. So fibroids may not be caused by parasites. They're usually caused by estrogen. You see, too much estrogen in the system, what they call estrogen dominance, which comes from microplastics, because a lot of plastics are made from soybeans, and soybeans have an estrogenic effect. They're also by foods that are full of growing hormones, like what's the one in beef? Recombinant bovine growth hormone, recombinant bovine growth hormone recombinant, which means to recombine certain hormones, and they give it to the cows. And it makes the cows grow really, really fast. They've got these kind of hormones they give all kinds of animals, and they always use female hormones because it makes the animals big and plump and, fat, and they're heavy and they're juicy. It's because of this problem with hormones. So one thing that the Elevated Total Body Program does is it helps to balance a lot of those hormones and sweep them out of the body and break down through enzymatic action some of those microplastics. Not all of it. Don't say Dr. B says his cleanse gets rid of all the microplastics. Your brain has become plastic. People, we got styrofoam organs now. It's like ridiculous the amount of plastics in our air and in our water and in our food. And then if you're cooking in aluminum, this is another toxin. If you're using fluoride toothpaste, that's another toxin. If you got cleaning products in your house that you're cleaning that actually say they have a hazard on them, borax has no hazard on it. Baking soda and vinegar have no hazard. You could drink the stuff. Why not use that? It cleans everything in the house. Everything you can clean your house with: borax, vinegar, and baking soda. Yes, but it don't bubble up. So people need bubbles, and we're not going to be clean unless it has bubbles. Okay, you need bubbles. Bubbles are just things that, give you an illusion of clean. Okay, this program is 28 days. This is the 28-day cleanse. The total body, the elevated total body are both. All of our programs are 28 days because we've got to go through a complete moon cycle to disrupt the feeding cycle, the mating cycle. They have a rest cycle. They even got a time where they might go to parasite church. Yeah, they read their parasite Bible and they live based on the life of that bug. That's one thing about animals and nature. They live based on a certain philosophy that's encoded into them, and they don't change. It's only humans that, we've got all these philosophies and beliefs and things we want to do that actually keep us from, being more structured in our ways. And, we need more freedom. Okay. So it's 28 days for these programs. Okay. All bacteria aren't bad either. There's some good bacteria. There's friendly bacteria. Let's go here. Okay, so it's 28 days. What causes schizophrenia and bipolar disorder? Let's see if I have a slide for that. What time is it? 8:29? I think we got a few minutes. Let me go find something that I think you might find interesting. Some of you have seen this before. We're going to show it again. What is a parasite? A parasite is an organism that lives in or on another organism called the host and obtains nutrients, life force energy, and other benefits at the host expense. Parasites can cause harm to their host, leading to various diseases and infections. Examples of parasites include protozoa, malaria, helminths, tapeworms, and ectoparasites. Ectoparasites live on the outside of your body, on your skin and in your hair. Endoparasites live inside the body. What is toxoplasma? Let me get this banner. So y'all see the banner there? That's the discount code for 10% off of everything $99 or more. And that's until Sunday at midnight. Okay, let's get rid of this banner for now. I'll put it up again later. What is toxoplasma? This is probably the most important thing. I'm going to run through a list of things really quickly here in a minute. But toxoplasma is going to keep a lot of people from actually getting to the place called success or even healing. Toxoplasma is an infection caused by a single-celled parasite called Toxoplasma gondii. It is the leading cause of death from foodborne illness in the United States. The parasite can form cysts in the brain, which may disrupt neurotransmitter balance and cause inflammation. The parasite may produce toxins that can alter brain chemistry. Studies show that a higher prevalence of Toxoplasma antibodies in individuals with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, obsessive compulsive disorders, and many, 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 many brain disorders, imbalances, mood swings, and you can't control yourself, and you got these habits you can't break. Toxoplasma. How do you get rid of toxoplasma? It's a challenge. If it's causing schizophrenia, which it is in many people, well, I don't have schizophrenia, Dr. B. No, listen to what schizophrenia is. This is the actual description. Schizophrenia is a serious mental disorder in which people interpret reality abnormally. Why don't we just stop there? Let me have a little tea. Did you hear that? A serious mental disorder in which people interpret reality abnormally. Today, that's at least 75% of the people. They're interpreting reality abnormally because they've been programmed and prompted to believe in things that you don't even understand. And then you suffer. Isn't that the Stevie Wonder song? Yes, it may be a milder type. There's serious types, but a milder type is people believing in things that they don't even know anything about or even understand or overstand or understand or withstand or exostand. People interpret reality abnormally. Look at the internet. It's doing this for you, helping you do it every single day. Schizophrenia may result in some combination of hallucinations. Some of y'all having hallucinations that you think is real. You're hallucinating that the enemy is after you and you're a victim of this and they're going to get you and you're scared and you're looking around and you're nervous. That could be a type of hallucination. Delusions. Come on. How many people are delusional? The youth use this term delulu. They say, yeah, he's Lulu. Delusional. You got ideas that you feel like that might happen that you're not even doing anything to move towards that thing. That's when you're delusional. You could be a good delusional where you have an idea that's impossible, but you're moving towards it. You're doing something to build towards that eventuality. Also, if you're extremely disoriented, that's most people today. Thinking and behavior that impairs daily functioning, that's most people. And it can be disabling. A lot of people are disabled. People with schizophrenia require long-term treatment. That's why the government treats us like little cattle and children, because they themselves know that most of us are schizophrenic and they're schizophrenic, and they created these schizophrenic, environments. I'm not saying there isn't a serious form of schizophrenia, but when you look at it on a spectrum or on a scale, a lot of us have this because a lot of us have toxoplasma. They have virus of the mind. Belief systems that don't make any sense, or feelings that don't even match up, and a lot of your feelings and your emotions are not logical because those two sometimes don't even work together well. Y'all all right out there? Whew. Biological warfare. Remember I was telling you earlier, a lot of this stuff that's in our air and in our water is biological warfare. Microorganisms like bacteria, parasites, fungi, protozoa, or toxins produced by them, produced by the people who are making this biological warfare, that give rise to diseases in man, animals, and plants when deliberately dispersed in an area to create an illness or to cause death. That's been happening all over ever since the pilgrims came over here and knew that their diseases was going to cause problems with the native people and the indigenous people. That was biological warfare when they started doing it on purpose. They would just walk into a village and everybody would start dying from smallpox, big pox, black pox, brown pox. What is pox? We're not talking about Tupac. That's different. We're talking about disease pox, which is pockets of disease. And yeah, it's deep. It gets blurry, but yeah, we get schizophrenia from zoonotic. A lot of parasites come from zoonotic transmission from animals into humans, and we love these animals. We like to live with them. We sleep with them. We cuddle with them. And even if you don't have them in your house, other people do, and you're shaking their hands and kissing on them and loving on them, and they're in the environment, but they started in animals. Okay. The mothership, I'm not going to go. These are some of the parasites. We can't work on that tonight. But this is a big one. Schistosoma mansoni. That's another alien bug. It has a mouth, a vagina, and a penis. It is home alone, does its own thing. And hookworms are drinking our blood. You don't have enough iron because this hookworm is drinking, cc's of it of a day. Look at these. This is the waste pools that are outside of these pig pens. Do you see this? Where do you think this waste goes? It goes into the rivers and streams and down into the spring water, down into the water of that we drink. This is ridiculous. There's so many toxins out there from animals that this is insanity. That's why I say we got to have a little schizophrenia, because we keep doing self-harm. That's one of the symptoms of toxoplasma. You doing self-harm. You doing things to sabotage your own mission, your own success. Every time you do little things that mess it up so you cannot actually ever get to manifestation. We can change all that. Come with us. Okay, so I'm not going to go into all this. This is a whole nother thing. Pfisteria is in almost all the ocean water. It's a parasite that causes memory loss, caused by sewage and chemical spills. Well, that's almost all the wastewater from the plants that they make stuff in. They throw it in the water. Okay. Symptoms such as skin lesions, memory loss in humans exposed to the toxins. Memory loss. Some of y'all forgot who you are. You're forgetting your mission that you came here on. I did for a long time, but I got back just in the nick of time. They're toxins, poisons. It goes on and on. So here we go. Here's the real price of the cleanse. I'm sorry. What you had earlier was not the right price. I apologize. So this is the elevated total body program. It's normally $399, but you get a package deal for $374. This particular parasite cleanse also deals with energetic parasites, spiritual parasites, or what they call non-physical entities. The total body program does not do that. Only the elevated total body program has the right things in it, between essential oils and flower essences and very rare metals, what they call rare earths, or it's a whole group of a whole host of things. I don't want to get too technical tonight, so I'm not going to go there. But we've got to get rid of the spiritual parasites. This is what's causing a lot of folks to be mentally sick, and the mental sickness becomes physical. A lot of your diseases started in your mind. You may say, well, I don't have any mental illnesses. Well, we could do a test to find out if your belief systems are in alignment with who you are. So this program, the Elevated Total Body Program, deals with what we call spiritual parasites, getting them out of your system. We have to start here in order to deal with anything else. I don't care what it is. We got to start with that as the core of our program, to detoxify all the way down to the cellular level. So for high blood pressure, I would do the Elevated Total Body Program. And we also have something called Iron Essential. I think it might be in this slide pack, this slide deck. Nope, it's not. It's old, all old stuff. Well, I don't have it here. But it's called Iron Essential. Most folks in America are iron deficient. Where are you getting your iron? You can eat all your green vegetables and your beetroots and your, you can take your burdock, and depending on where your burdock grows, it may not have much iron. You know, they grow on burdock in regular farms now. So that may not have as much iron as the burdock that grows in iron-rich soil. It has to be an iron-rich soil. It's just not that burdock does this. You read these books and they tell you burdock is great for iron. Which burdock? That's what I study. I'm looking for the best burdock. I'm going to have it tested. I want the actual test. When I get herbs, they come a lot of times with a test, and they show you where they came from, what was in them, and why. So I only buy from certain sources because I know their stuff has been tested all the way to the root level. And that's what I'll use in every program, because I'm doing this because it's a ministry. And I would like people to really get well. It costs a little more. You have to invest a little more. But guess what? Aren't you golden? Is you supposed to be living life like it's golden? Don't you feel that you want the best in life? Well, you're going to have to invest in yourself. And don't just get the cheap thing and because now you feel, if you're always looking for the thing to be cheap, then you're never going to get the highest level of nutrients. That's just how it is. And a lot of times people don't want to even get these products or try something like this in the herbal world or the natural world until they're sick. So we got to do some maintenance. So even though you're not sick right now, you're on the way to illness because you're breathing this air, drinking this water, wearing these clothes, hanging out with these people. And it's transmuting. The energy is being transmuted from person to person. So for high blood pressure, iron, essential, and also a product called Heaven on Earth. So you can calm down and relax and still have energy, because Heaven on Earth, it helps you relax, but it also has you up so you can do things and get things done. Heaven on Earth. 2 of the herbs in here are so powerful. One of them is called motherwort. Motherwort. Very powerful for calming you down. But if you don't mix it with certain things, you'll just go to sleep. Okay. Another one is blue vervain. Look up blue vervain and see what it's about. Those are just two of the 14 ingredients that are in the Heaven on Earth. It's important to create heaven in your life. So for high blood pressure, I would do the elevated total body program for at least 1 month, but up to 3 months, because it takes 3 months to really create a huge change and a shift in the body. I would do the iron essential. Almost everybody is iron deficient because you're not getting enough from your vegetables and fruits, no matter where they grew, unless you're living down around the equator. That's different. Heaven on Earth to calm your nerves and relax, because the body can't even heal unless your nervous system is in a relaxed state. Prostate health, which is big. Prostate health, I would start with the elevated total body program, and I would add to that an extra bottle of Timeless Man. So you get 1 bottle of Timeless Man in your program, but I would get an extra bottle so I could double the amount. When you double it, now it begins to really go into a deep cycle and begin to put more zinc in your prostate, because if the prostate doesn't have enough zinc, it just attracts and it's magnetic and it holds on to all toxins, and it's at the lowest part of your body, so gravity is pulling it down. And one of the biggest problems with the prostate issue today is the belief that it's going to go bad, especially in what they call black men. Most black men hear that their family and most of their friends get a prostate problem, so you believe it, and now it's on the event horizon, and you actually create the condition for it by what you're eating, how you're acting, and how you're walking and talking. Some folks have a problem also with ED, erectile dysfunction. The flag don't fly, and if it flies, it might fly for only a little while, and it's at half mast, and there's some issues there. So I would do the same things that I would do for the prostate. I would do the elevated total body program. I would get an extra Timeless Man, and I would add something called Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine, y'all, does not fix anything. Only thing Rise and Shine does is send a lightning bolt downstairs so that your standing rod could stand strong and tall and let you finish what you started. Rise and Shine. It's a challenge to keep that one in stock. Folks buy that. They buy 3 and 4 bottles. One guy actually bought a case at one point. He said during the I don't want to say what it was. What we're going to call it? During the pandemic, he couldn't get a lot of stuff. So he started all those stuff in cases in case there's another pandemic. And they got one coming. They got a damic plan for you. Believe me. Scared of doo-doo out of people. And, get people to be scared of their own, chasing their own tail and believing in things. That's why I say a lot of people have toxoplasma, because they wouldn't have been able to do the pandemic thing the way they did it unless they scared you and got you to believe in something you didn't even understand. And they kept telling you that the science tells us this is what to do. Now look at us. Look at what happened. Look at the aftermath. And I don't want to get into that because it gets real political and they may shut the channel down. So let's keep moving, y'all. Come to some of these private events so I can talk about things in a private way. So that's ED. Liver and kidney issues. I would do the elevated total body program. Again, notice I put that in the center of everything. I would get an extra bottle of liver powder because you get 1 bottle of liver powder in your cleanse, but that liver powder is only going to last about 2 weeks if you take it correctly, because your liver needs a pulse condition. In other words, we work on detoxifying and rejuvenating the liver for 2 weeks, then we leave it alone and let it rejuvenate itself fast. The liver and the small intestine and certain parts of your organs, they rejuvenate themselves really quickly. So you can't keep hitting them and cleansing and trying to hit it. And, you know, you got to give it a space. You got to give it a gap and let it breathe. So the liver powder that comes in your total body, in your elevated total body program, is only going to last about 2 weeks. If you have a liver, kidney, and spleen issue, then you're not going to let it rest. You're going to continue. After 2 weeks, you need a second bottle of liver powder. So if you're having liver, kidney, and spleen problems, which is most Americans, because they got digestive issues and immune system issues and blood issues, because the spleen helps to clean the blood. Kidneys help to clean the lymphatic system. Liver helps to detoxify from all the chemicals. So I would do, if I was going to work on those organs, I would do the elevated total body program, and I'd add an extra liver powder. Diabetes. Now, in my studies, we were taught that there's 2 main reasons for diabetes, possibly 3. One is we've eaten so many animal products that grease, that wax from the animals clogs the islets, right? Which are like little caverns. They're like doorways, like little, let's not go there. But anyway, they get clogged up. The pancreas is clogged up, so it can't work correctly. Now, why, when I went to the government's website about diabetes, on their diabetes a society, they had all the foods that clog up the pancreas, the liver, the kidneys, and the spleen. They had them listed that these foods are okay. So obviously they don't want to cure nothing, because if they do, I mean, you know how many jobs get lost if they cure something? We don't, there's a whole lot of money made in this medical thing. Medicine, this is like part of the military. Just be calm, Dr. B. Don't go there. Don't go there. Stay on focus. Stay focused. Okay, I'm back. Y'all all right? Diabetes. We got to clean out the pancreas, but a lot of people actually have diabetes, they say, because of a virus that they got at a certain time. And the virus destroyed some of the antenna that are on every cell. They call them receptors. They're little antennas. These receptors detect what is in the environment, what's in the extracellular fluid, what's in the blood. They detect what's going on, and that antenna begins to vibrate at a certain thing, and it opens up the doorway or the gateways to the cell. Doctors are probably listening. That guy's he's just messing this whole thing up. He's not describing it right. Well, I'm not using your wordology. I'm keeping it a little real and basic, because a lot of us are more basic. I've learned it this way, and I'm speaking this way. Your diabetes might be because the antenna on your cells that are supposed to detect sugar are damaged. So the sugar, which is in your blood, because there's all, your body needs glucose. You cannot live without glucose. Now, I'm not talking about white sugar and processed sugar and brown sugar. I'm talking about the original sugars from fruits and most foods. Those receptors are supposed to detect sugar and open the cell up so that your body can use the glucose. If the receptor right, is not telling the cell to open up and use the glucose. The glucose is just in your blood. It's just, it's your blood just becomes sticky. It becomes too sweet. So there's no balance. So some folks' diabetes is caused by a virus. So in this case, what I would do, no matter what direction your diabetes is coming from, or if you're pre-diabetic, or if you got it, the idea of it running in your family, you may want to do this. Do the elevated total body program for 3 months straight. Also take iron essential to build up the blood, because you cannot heal the body without your blood being strong. And then iron will also give you courage to keep going, even if it's tough and painful. You'll move through it. And then there's something called blood sugar powder. Blood sugar powder has the things that have been studied that actually help your body heal from diabetes. And one of them is cinnamon Ceylon. Now, people keep saying, well, cinnamon does it. Well, there's a couple types of cinnamon. There's the fake cinnamon and there's true cinnamon. The true cinnamon is cinnamon Ceylon. It's from Sri Lanka. It's a special type of cinnamon. Here's some right here. It's very soft. I can squeeze it. I can actually break it up in little pieces. The hard cinnamon, you can't do that. This will just crumble in my fingers. This is cinnamon Ceylon. I suck on it all the time. I eat it because it tastes good. I put it in tea. Did I put some in my tea? Put some in the tea. Cinnamon Ceylon helps your receptors on your cells rejuvenate themselves. And it will also help to deal with certain bacteria that live in your gut. So I would do the blood sugar powder. And if I had a serious diabetes, I'd get 2 bottles of blood sugar powder. Because once again, 1 bottle is only going to last you about 2 weeks. And if you got a serious problem, then you might want to get 2 so you could last the whole 28 days. So for diabetes, once again, the elevated total body program, iron essential, and blood sugar powder. And if your diabetes is caused by a virus, which in many cases it is, I would also take something called X Factor. I think I had X Factor on this slide. Did I? Let's see. Is it here? Nope. 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 It's not on this slide. X Factor is forgive me with these slides. I was rushing today, like I said, and I didn't mean to move so fast, but I've been up since like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, and I've just been going all day because I'm leaving town, getting ready to go to Brooklyn, and I'm running around like crazy. And yeah, I should have packed a long time ago. I haven't even packed anything yet, and I still got things to do, working on this record, which will be out next week, and in the studio, in the lab, finishing up. So while I'm gone, they have product. It's a lot we have to do, but when we pace ourselves, everything will happen. But everything is in the right place at the right space. X Factor is an antiviral, very strong, very powerful. X Factor can help heal from viruses. Many of us have what we call retroviruses. Retroviruses are viruses that are in your body that are waiting to be triggered by a traumatic moment. It could be any other disease. It could be an accident. It could be something emotional that brings it on. But retroviruses may have been in some of the jabs that we got as children. And also some of them were in the environment. We breathed it in, we touched it, we made love with somebody that had it, and now we have it. And the retrovirus is a virus from the past. Retro means the past. It's waiting to come online. So you may have it triggered by almost anything. So it helps to deal with retroviruses that are latent in your cells, that are dormant. But also if you have active viruses, which almost everybody does. And viruses are not all bad. I don't want you to think that every virus is bad. Your body uses viruses at certain points to help you live. So all viruses are not bad. So it doesn't get rid of all viruses because these are adaptogens. Most of the herbal products that I use are adaptogens, which means they adapt to the body. They adapt to the condition of the environment of your body, of your cells. They're also called tonics. A tonic is an herb or a substance that tonifies. It doesn't do what it does all the time. It's able to turn itself off and on like a thermostat. So adaptogens are most of the herbs I use in most of the products. So almost everybody could take them. Everybody cannot take all herbal products. I'm telling you right now. Some things you shouldn't be given to everybody because you don't know what it's going to cause, because it can cause a rapid cleansing, or it can cause another system of the body to go out of an imbalance. So all herbs are not created equal. All minerals are not created equal. You see, all substances in life, all relationships are not created equal. So we've got to be careful. So we're very careful to use adaptogens. So X Factor, you can add that with your diabetes protocol to help deal with viruses. But if you just feel you've had viruses, or you've had virus shots, or you've been around viruses, or you've been in a virus atmosphere, which a lot of us have, through what they call, what they call it, shedding, because this stuff sheds off on other people, then X Factor is a good choice. It's called X Factor. X Factor on the website. Okay, somebody's asking about the discount code. Yes. Let me put that up. Discount. You're going to get 20. You're going to get, I almost said it. You are going to get 10% off of everything in your cart over $99 until Sunday at midnight. If you become a member at Elevation, you get another 10% off of everything all the time. All the time. Some of you are members, and you get a member dashboard. There's things inside the membership that are only for you. We even had a question and answer thing last month where folks got to ask their own personal questions, and I answered them. So in the membership group, you're in a VIP club. It's a special place to be. Get in there. You'll see what's happening. Special offers only for you. If you're stressed out, there's a product called Heaven on Earth, which helps to balance your stress. I talked about it earlier. And some people are stressed out because they don't sleep well. There's a product called Tranquility, which helps you sleep really deeply. Now, some folks have an issue in illness where they are not passionate anymore about anything. So we have a product called Passion. It's an aphrodisiac for your heart. It makes you feel better about being you, so you'll get up off your butt and do what you need to do, and never mind what they're saying and how bad it is out there in the environment. That passion helps you become passionate. It's at elevationtime.com. Passion, very special product. And if you're involved in intimacy, let me tell you, men and women can take this one. And let me tell you something, the whole world shuts down, and all of a sudden, the earth is moving under your feet. So, brothers might take the Passion. They may take a little bit of the Timeless Man because they're on the cleanse. You can buy it separately also. And some Rise and Shine. Ladies, let me tell you, you need to get you some Sacred Womb and some Passion, right? And some Heaven on Earth so you can relax, because it's about to be. Yeah, let's leave that alone. Breathe, Dr. B. So are there any other major conditions that I didn't mention yet? Because I see a lot of things coming through here. So 20 altogether. I'm not sure what we mean. B no is saying something. Oh, if somebody said something about high cholesterol, right? Almost every condition of high cholesterol is because you're eating it. Chicken, any shellfish, all crawlers of the bottom, crawfish, that's what I call them. The crawlers at the bottom of the sea. They eat all the toxins. They eat all the trash, and they just open up, and they're the garbage keepers. They're like crabs and lobsters are part of a group of animals called arthropods. That's roaches. Those are sea roaches. Look at them. Those are roaches. Roaches of the sea. That's what your shellfish are, roaches of the sea. And you hate the roaches in your house, but then you're going to slap them on your plate and eat them because they came from the ocean. I guess you figure the water washed them. No, they only eat trash, the poo-poo and all the drugs and all the chemicals at the bottom of the ocean. Don't eat nothing at the bottom of the ocean, including catfish, very high in cholesterol, very high in toxins. They used to call them ratfish, but y'all didn't like that name, so they softened it up and said, well, let's call them catfish because of the whiskers. But it used to be called ratfish because they eat anything. So chicken is high in cholesterol. Most beef, There is a beef they say is very lean. I think it's a beef from Japan. I think that's what it is, and it has very little fat in its body. I'm not sure what the name of it is. Bison may not have as much cholesterol if you're going to eat that. But we eat a lot of fatty foods, and then we're going to use like vegetable oil, canola oil. These are not meant to be foods. Cotton oil was never meant to be a food. It was from cotton. Cotton wasn't meant to be eaten. It ain't the same as cotton candy. You might figure, well, cotton candy is good. Cotton oil must be good. No, even the cotton candy was trying to kill you. You figured it was a carnival and you was having fun. Your parents were killing you because they wanted you to have fun. You know what I'm saying? They ate a lot of things, and we were fed a lot of things and did a lot of things in the name of love. And they were attempting to do their best. They just didn't know. These are the things that the oppressor gives you to keep you on the farm, to keep you as a savage, to keep you blind, deaf, and dumb so you don't run away. So it's mental slavery, spiritual slavery. Okay? So, yeah, that's the beef right there. What is it called? Wagyu beef. Y'all know everything in here. Wagyu beef. Okay? I like that name. Wagyu. Sounds kind of Japanese. Wagyu. Anyone some Wagyu beef? No, that's not. That was a South American accent. I get my people mixed up, but maybe they're the same folks. Maybe we just call them something different. Everybody almost look the same. Maybe they're the same. But no, man wants you to divide everything up. So we think the body should be treated one way. The mind should be treated a different way. Whatever's happening in your foot is happening in your head. Whatever's happening in the top of your body is happening in the bottom of your body too. So we must treat the whole body well with goodness. That's why I'm saying the elevated total body program is going to start your cleansing and start your healing throughout your body. Somebody says, well, Dr. B, I did one in the spring. That was the spring. Now you ate all the summer foods and lived in the summer, and you're going to pick up toxins. I don't care how healthy you think you're eating, just because you're a vegan and the raw food is, and it's a lot of people got egos about this food thing. It's become religious. You're going to pick up toxins by living. So every season it's time to detox. So we're going into fall in just a minute. It's only about a month away. This is the time to start your fall detox. Well, what's so important now, Dr. B? This is 2025. I started this off by talking about the great shift and the completion. You see all this stuff they got in the news that's messing with your head constantly. You worried about the Epstein files. You need to find your files. What have you done? Well, they say such and such, and everybody's on it. Well, boy, why don't everybody's on it? Why do we need to find out about it? It's just misdirection. So you won't know what's really happening in your body. Your bodies right now are attempting to come online, and you're attempting to wake up because the star positions that are happening now are supposed to wake you up from the deep sleep that you've been in for 6,000 years. You heard what I said. This is the time we're supposed to awaken from the deep sleep. 6,000 years we have been so far from the center of the galaxy that we couldn't get the message from the galaxy that we needed. We were lost. We were in the fall of man, and we let man take over to protect us. And, egos and commerce and war and all that stuff got in the way. So our nerves are bad. So what we've got to do is rejuvenate the whole system right now. Otherwise, we're not going to make it. A lot of folks are not going to make it to 2026. And if they do, a lot of folks are going to make it, but they're going to be blind, deaf, and dumb. Dead, waiting on dirt, walking around like zombies. How you think they keep making these zombie movies? They're trying to tell you a message. There's a lot of people that are zombies, and all they do is get up, go to work, come home, go to the club. They act and react, and that's all they know what to do is they go in and they do what they're told. They look at the sign that says obey. Look at this sign that says procreate. Look at this sign that says you got to be happily married. Over here says you got to be happily single. I'm this, I'm that. I don't know who I am. I'm changing who I am. I want to be somebody else because we're running from ourselves. And it's okay. I'm not telling you don't run. You're running away to get away. Ha, 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 ha. You're wearing out your shoes because you can't run from yourself. That was a song by Sly and the Family Stone. Running away to get away. Ha, 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 ha. You're wearing out your shoes. Check that song out. Woo! You can't run from you. So you got to get joyful and happy about who you are. Tap into that inner child within you and get out of the bad news. You become bad news bears, bad news bearers. There used to be a cartoon back in the day called the Bad News Bears. Well, we've become the bad news bearers. We love bearing bad news. Oh, man, let me tell you what happened. Man, you checked out the news. You heard about such and such. Man, what? And that's the post you gravitate to, the disagreeable. People fighting. They keep telling you how many killings are going on. How many shootings, mass shootings. What about mass livings? Mass births of beautiful new people. What about the new crystal babies that are here right now, waking up from a deep sleep? What about celebrating the good? We've been programmed in celebrating the bad and loving it and judging because your body's sick. You're sick of yourself. People are sick of themselves. So each season, you are supposed to detoxify from the last season. That's our ancestors. You want to talk about what the ancestors did? Talking about they built pyramids and all that. Well, they also built, right? They crystallized their body because your body is crystalline. Your cells are crystalline. Your blood is crystallized. But if you got too much calcification, if you've got too much defecation, too much breathification, you done breathe in bad air. Is that making up words again? But that's okay. That is causing our illness. And a lot of folks are not going to make it into the next age, which is happening right around the corner. We're at the 55th gene key. Go read that. Go look it up. The 55th gene key. The dragonfly's dream. You need to understand what that means and what time we're in. This is an emergency. You need to emerge and see. Don't run around like a chicken with his head cut off. Why would you want to eat an animal that when you cut the head off, it still runs around for a long time? Something's up with that. Never mind. I don't want to go there. That's really, really political and diabolical. We're talking about clones and never mind. You know, all the chickens are clones. You're not eating a wild bird. I got a wild chicken living in my yard out here. It's a wild bird. Don't need nobody. It ain't waiting to be fed. You throw it. I threw some food out there one day and looked at me like I was crazy. You think I'm going to eat this? He looked at me, what's wrong with you? You done lost your mind? I'm a wild bird. I know you've been there really living on these tame, domesticated birds. I ain't that type of bird, Dr. B. I'm over here living my life. Let me eat what I eat. I eat naturally. I don't eat what you tell me to eat. I don't listen to no farmer. All this farmer in the dell and all this stuff. I don't sing them songs. I didn't sing them mercy rhymes. Those mercy rhymes and those nursery rhymes. I didn't salute that flag over and over. I'm a wild chicken. Get back to that. Get back on point. Get back on point. You're getting wild again. You're getting wild. Yeah, there is a wild chicken living here in the neighborhood. And the neighbor's been trying to catch it. Talking about they got to catch it. We got to get that bird out of here. Why? I watch the bird. The bird lets me know what's going on. When that bird starts looking around, it's not eating, he starts looking up, his head move up like that, something about to happen. Just before it rains, the chicken looks. He looks at me. You know it's about to rain. I got to get out of here because that thunder could shock my tree. He lives in a tree too, and he flies up into the tree. That's why you know it's a wild bird. Are you going to eat a bird that don't fly? God made birds that don't fly? And you're going to eat it because it's easy to catch. That's the problem. Okay, get off that, Dr. B. We got to wind this up. Whew. I get full of myself sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I'm having fun, though. You got to laugh and get into that inner child. Make sure you're in Brooklyn this weekend because we're going to go off in Brooklyn. All right. So, yeah, almost all the wild birds are they're communicating a lot with you. So there's a book called Animal Speaks. There's a group of books called Animal Speaks, which are written by indigenous Americans. And they tell you when you see certain animals, what it means, what that symbol is all about, what the message of that particular animal is giving you. Well, right now, you've got to get your ducks in a row. Watch the ducks. Watch the birds. Everybody's acting different. There's birds going around in circles. People are just driving. They just, what I'm saying? They just like zombie-like because the people have snapped because they're in a new place. They don't know how to operate in this space. You got to be on it. You got to improvise daily. You got to go with your gut. And if your gut is sick because you've been eating toxic foods and you haven't done a serious deep cleanse and a deep dive, not just a cleanse, though, because you could cleanse, and also cause yourself to be sick, but you've got to also rejuvenate. Certain minerals you have to have. So whether it's heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, all these things are connected. Dementia. What do you think dementia and Alzheimer's disease is? And why is it so big? Did people used to have this back in the day? They might have had a little dementia. They might have had a little what they call senility. But now it's like the main thing elder people get. Why? The brain is calcified. The brain is drying out. Too much sugar dries and shocks the brain. It electrocutes the brain if you're using white processed sugar, what they call table sugar and table salt. Table salt has nothing but sodium in it. It dries your blood out. Do you know they take the brains of people with going through senility and also Alzheimer's and a whole lot of these autistic children, they find their brains are full of plastic. You got to stop using all these plastic items. Get that expensive Tupperware that's made out of glass and also stop using aluminum foil. Aluminum, you see, it turns black after the heat hits it. What is that? That's oxidation. It's toxic. Don't use nothing aluminum. You getting a thermos, you better not get that cheap thermos. Where's my thermos? I didn't bring it up here. There's one thermos that's all 100% stainless steel. Get yourself stainless steel forks and knives too, y'all. The one that you think is silver, you better check it. It's got a number on it. What's that number? Look at the box. That's the amount of silver it has. But other things like nickel, you don't want nickel in your body. Like the tattoos put nickel and certain chemicals in your body. I'm not saying don't get your tattoo. I'm just saying you need to know what you're doing and what's going to come from it. It's going to have a side effect and a B-side effect, or it becomes the effect. Do it. Do your thing. Live your life, but find a way to do your best. Live your best life. So dementia, it's the food. It's the fatty tissue. It's the too much bread. I'm talking about American bread. The bread is the wheat that they use overseas is not the same as this wheat over here. This wheat is formulated so the bugs don't even want it. It's got high amounts of gluten. Why? Because if it's got a lot of gluten, the bugs don't want it. It's a ton of gluten, a ton of glue, which is another sugar. Which plays with your friendly bacteria. It just disrupts and makes everything go crazy. So your gut balance is very important. Now, if you've got your gut is out of balance, then your gut is sending more information to your brain than your brain sending it from the gut. That's your first brain is your gut. So when we look at people with emotional or mental issues, we got to look at the gut. Autism, let's look at the gut. You see, I use a probiotic called Vita Flora 6060. Vita Flora 6060. I don't carry it. You got to buy it somewhere. Some store. Very few stores have it too. They got them cheap probiotics, which only have a few microorganisms. They're talking about how many billion it's got. It's got to have a certain amount of what they call strains. So this one has 60 strains. That's more important than the billions of little creatures. It's the different types of microbiota that actually do something for your body. They all have a specific goal and a specific job. So I like Vita Flora 6060, especially for people who are dealing with dementia, Alzheimer's, autism, forgetfulness, anger, rage, bipolar. Let's look at the gut. Also, something you can do is this right here. Here's an exercise that helps to detoxify the brain, because right in here is your glymphatic system. And the glymphatic system is how your body detoxes through this. It's like a lymphatic system for the brain. So by doing this, You're moving the toxins out of the brain. You do it on both sides. If you do that every day, and if you know a person that has those illnesses, get them to do it, or you help them do it every day. And it just moves the flow. Go right up in that soft area behind the ear, where right behind the jawbone, and pull it down. That's moving the lymphatic fluid. Also, water must have minerals in it. So put a little sea salt. So here's my water. This water has a bit of Celtic sea salt. I use Celtic sea salt because it's soft and it penetrates the water faster. You can use Himalayan or regular sea salt, but they're a little hard and it takes more time for them to dissolve. Plus, the Himalayan sea salt has a few more what they call minerals. What do we call them? Micronutrients, microminerals. Hold on. Just a little bit of salt, and have a little salt in your water before you go to bed. Just a little pinch. Don't make it taste like the ocean. You see? Somebody said, hey, Japanese didn't even use wheat until not too long ago. This is true. They use sorghum and they use other things that you can make, breads and things out of. You see, you can make a lot of things out of rice. Somebody found Vitaflora 100/100. Philly cat. I need to go find this one. Philly cat, are you coming to New York? How many of you are coming to Atlanta for our next core? What's it called? Let me get my mind right. How many of you are coming to Atlanta for our core access 2 that we're doing in Atlanta on August 17th from 12 to 4. Actually, it's from 12 to 6 because it's going to be a networking party after it. You get food, you get drink, and the most important thing is you're going to get to do this subconscious alignment technique. That's a group subconscious alignment. There's nothing on the earth like it. Ask some of the people that were there. People have been calling. A lot of folks call on the phone. They're crying when they call. They've had so much change just from the one we did about 6 weeks ago. So many changes in their life, because wouldn't it be beautiful to be able to go down in your subconscious and remove some of the toxins, some of the poisons, some of the cargo, some of the baggage that you didn't even bring to the system. It just came to you. You inherited a lot of ideas and things. So a lot of our subconscious issues and habits, we didn't even cause them, but some of them are because of our experiences, and it's hardened into the body. So we react. And we sometimes sabotage ourselves. So in this process, the first thing we do is we get you to figure out what it is you desire. You pick one desire. Then we create this theta state, or this whole brain synchronicity, where both sides of your brain, the forebrain and the back brain, the conscious and the subconscious are all working together. It's called the whole brain state. And there's certain sounds and frequencies I use to help get you there really quickly. So I'm using these medicine drums. I'm using sounds. I'm using these tones, these 432, 528, 417. There's certain frequencies I'm using in this music that I'm helping to guide you with this guided meditation down into your subconscious. And when you get down there, there's going to be a bunch of stuff you didn't even know was there. This is not like we need to know what the problem is. That's what's so powerful about this. You don't have to come sit on the couch forever trying to figure out what the problem is. You couldn't figure it out. It's too vast. It's too deep. It may be ancient, riding with your family. You didn't know that great-great-great-great-grandpa was Dracula's brother. You didn't know. You see? So we help you get to the place where we can go down into the subconscious basement and get some of that debris out. This is also going to help you find your footing as the Earth's rotation speeds up, and you'll learn to live the higher elevation while staying grounded during the time of rapid ascension. A lot of folks are having issues staying grounded during this rapid ascension. So their gut bacteria and everything is speeding up. Their cellular structure is speeding up, which is some things that you got to do to keep up with the speed up of the Earth. Otherwise, next couple years is going to be deep for some of y'all. If you're not ready to do this type of thing, it's okay. Some folks said, well, Dr. B, I just can't afford it. Well, if I told you there was a pot of gold, and if you get here, no matter what you got to do, would you get here? And they would get there if it was a pot of gold. Well, this is the pot of gold. This is it. Right here. This also helps you release and detach cords of undefined stress. The key is undefined stress. You didn't even know that this was stressing you. Subconscious anxiety and outdated emotional programs. How many of y'all got them? Discover how to balance and realign the conscious and the subconscious by defragmenting distorted and outdated programs. Defragmenting? Excuse me. Defragmenting? Yes, your brain is fragmented. Your thoughts are fragmented. Have you felt it? Think about it for a minute. Some things are not even cohesive. Some of your thoughts are all over the place. And you may feel, well, I'm conscious, I'm doing this. Okay, if it's working for you, great. But I'm saying for some of us, we need something more to defragment the brain. And a lot of people that say, my brain is not defragmented. And I listen to them talk. I says, you are fragmented. That's that toxoplasma and Wetiko, which is a spiritual virus that most people got, making you think that your ego is so powerful. And that little bit of food that you eating and your kale and your what the lady called the other day, quinoa. She's eating quinoa. Dr. B, all I eat is quinoa. I said, what is quinoa? You know the little grain things, quinoa. I got it together. I don't need to come to none of these events. I said, okay, well, thank you. Then she go back 3 days later. Dr. B, I don't feel good. What can I do? I thought you said you had all the cures in the world. You make teas. You live outside naked on the ground because you can't. Everybody's going to go through something. There's no perfection. So what this process, this core access experience does is it realigns you really quick. In one day, you have changed everything. Now, one of my clients called me the other day and said, Dr. B, I did it last month, so I don't need to do it. Oh, you think you got all the debris? Because when we go down in the subconscious, we only take out a certain amount of debris because the subconscious will not let us take it all out at one time. It's too much. So you have to do it gradually. So even though you may have done it before, even though you may have done the parasite cleanse before, we do it seasonally. We do it gradually to detoxify really quickly. Because if you detoxify too quick, you die. Did you know that? If you could pull out all your toxins right now, you die because your body's been using them. It's been relying on them. That's part of your system right now. So we got to gradually move you out of the state of illness. What this process does is it helps your mental, physical, your spiritual and mental illnesses and imbalances. It's a 4-part thing that we do while we're doing this. And this guided meditation takes you to a place I can guarantee you've never been before. And not only that, after we're done, we show you how to recall the experience so you can use this recall technique, which is a special body movement for the rest of your life. And folks been doing it. I know folks who come to the class and I see them doing their little body movement. They say, yeah, Dr. B, this works. So we've done a lot of things. We've done, we've been on special what we call them? Retreats. We've done all these plant teachers and all these things. And a lot of times we come back from it and 2 weeks later, we're almost back to the way we were. The way we were. Ain't that a big song from back in the day? Scattered pictures. They had some dope songs back in the day. Misty watercolored memories from the way we were. The vibrato will always be funny too. Scattered pictures. Misty watercolored memories. And them are some lyrics. Whew, the way we were. I think Barbara Streisand did that song too. Everybody, a lot of folks did it. But the way you were and the way you are is two different things. You're not even who you were. It's scattered and defragmented memories. It's not even actual. It's not even factual anymore because we're in a new place. The earth is changing. Listen to me, y'all. The only reason why we brought this technique out now is because we are in an emergency. We've been doing this technique. We actually came up with it, 2008, maybe? Somewhere around there was when this came through, when this was downloaded. We never did one on the East Coast. And everybody who did it on the West Coast, they're still talking about it. They still have changed at a huge level. And when folks come to me, you're gonna what it's gonna cost for you to come to this event, right? You'd have to come to me and sit down, or somebody like me, a facilitator, and have several sessions. Some folks say this is like 10 years of therapy in this one technique. Somebody said, well, what's it called again, Dr. B? It's called the Core Access Experience. It's going to be happening on the 17th of what month is this? Is this the next month yet? I guess that's tomorrow. It's the 17th of August in Atlanta. The place that we got to do it in is a beautiful place. We did it at a place last year and it was last minute, but now we've had time to plan this in a beautiful way. So please, if you're ready to make a shift, this is something to invest in. Put everything aside for a second. This is what a lot of the different things, right, have been trying to get us to. So look at it like this. Let me say this before we go. In this technique or this balancing, what people have said is they said, Dr. B, I've been attempting to get here most of my life. And I've done a lot of things. This helps me cross the bridge and make the connection between all the things I have done. So when you're doing the elevated total body program and you're doing this together, all the pieces of everything you learn come together, guaranteed. Whether you just do the cleanse or whether you do this, whichever one you choose, or if you choose both, be ready to change. Feel it on the event horizon and know, then be thankful for the change before it happens. Because this helps to close the gap between where you are and where you desire to be. Did you hear what I said? It closes the gap between where you are and where you desire to be. It's called the Core Access Experience. Now we've got, early bird tickets are on sale right now. So go to elevationtime.com, elevationtime.com. And you go on the homepage and you'll go down and you'll see buy tickets now. So there's a special going on for early birds. There's also a VIP special for those of you who feel like you're VIPs. Let's do it. And there's a special experience that the VIPs will have. VIPs are going to get a special bag from Elevation of products that some of these products we don't even have on the market. These are special, what we call our estate package. You're going to get to hang out with Dr. B before the event. You get front row seating. You get to take pictures and all that. Because at this event, we're not going to be able to do this thing where, Dr. B's in line taking pictures for everybody. We've had to cut that off. It's too much. It's too much energy. It's a lot. I'd like to take pictures all day. But what we're going to do now is we're doing it for VIPs. So if you feel like a VIP, get you a VIP pass. That is Sunday. It is a Sunday. Is that a Sunday? Yeah, it is. August 17th. The main event is from 12 to 4. VIPs will be there at 11. And if you'd like to stay afterwards, from 4 to 6, it becomes a party. We're going to play music. Folks can dance. And the main part is you're going to meet deep, heavy VIPs. We're inviting some powerful people to this event. So you get to mix and talk about what you're working on, what your project is, because one of the things that is part of this goal is to choose one desire that you have. What is it that you have and what's blocking you? And the event, right? And in the event, the exercise is clearing away everything that may be in between you and your goal. So it bridges the gap. So no, it will not be available virtually. You cannot do this virtually. This has to be a kinesthetic, which means to feel it and be there and touch it and do the actual physical exercises. It has to be auditory. So there's sounds and frequencies that cannot pass through these microphones. There's instruments that I'm using that are only going to work in the area right around us because we're changing the frequency of the actual environment. And it also has to be visual. There's things you will see. Some folks say they see colors they never saw before. Some folks say they did other things like some of these plant teachers and they didn't have this experience because we're bringing all those experiences together in this. And there's sacred geometry movements that you're going to be doing. Some of you have seen online where the people are going, ah. And some folks are saying, what are they doing? Are they trying to move the wind? No, we're not trying to move the wind. This is a pranic healing technique, which is actually tapping into the deepest part of you and releasing it to the 7 directions. What is the 7 directions? I'll see you on the 17th. So that is amazing. For those of you who are going to be there, congratulations. If you can find a way to be there, it would be great. We may be going to other cities, but right now it's in Atlanta. So don't wait for change. Be the change and take the change to your people and do something great for yourself that you have never done. Treat yourself great, like royalty. In order to desire royalty, you have to become royalty. Once again, early bird tickets in at 8/4/25 at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. Okay? So go to elevationtime.com. No, your discount code does not work for this. This discount code does not work for this ticket. This ticket, believe me, whatever the price is already discounted. It's already discounted. It's already discounted. And when you come and experience it, that's the way you will feel that this was really worth it. If it's your love life that you'd like to help, you might meet a loved one there. It's going to be some beautiful people there. You may meet somebody. You see what I'm saying? That you've been looking to meet, because it's only certain people going to be there that are going to gravitate to something of this high level. You know, you're going to be part of a winner's circle that changes you. You're actually creating a club. You're going to be part of a community forever, because the folks that do this together, they stay together. They get phone numbers and they wire together, and they create groups and subgroups together. Once you've gone through this process, this ceremony, and as you cross this bridge in your subconscious, everything changes. You see? So come on down in Atlanta. It's going to be on the 17th, and it's going to be fun. And don't forget, this weekend on Saturday, I will be in Brooklyn. Let's get up the slide again. At the Inner Child Experience Workshop. That's at Nicholas, Brooklyn. That'll be Saturday from 3 to 7. And afterwards, they're going to have a party. In fact, I think they're going to have a meet and greet earlier than that. I don't know the whole schedule yet, but that's myself and Black Magic 363 will be hosting this. It's going to be fun. Folks are going to bring toys if they'd like, and things to color with, and crayons. And we're going to take you into that inner child and find the best parts of your inner child and bring it forward. So that's on Saturday. My highest choice is that you come out. I'd love to meet you. You know, let's hang out. Let's talk. Let's do something big. This is our time. It's your time if you choose it. Just because the earth is speeding up, that means that we should speed up too. We don't just let the earth and the animals get it. We're all getting it. There's a great change going on. There's a great shift going on. There's a renewing, right, of everything. Everything is changing. This is the reset, and we're in it. And we get a chance to be here to help create the new world. We're not waiting for the new world to change. We are creating we are creating the new world together. So thank you very much for this time. If you have some serious health issues, then you can also email us at info. Is it info? No, sales. Go to sales at elevationtime.com. Sales at elevationtime.com. Or you can do info at elevationtime.com. And we'll get back to you. If it's really deep, you can call and leave a message, but be patient, because it takes me time to get back to folks, because there's so many calls coming in from all over the world right now. And you will use your discount code, which is good until Sunday. That discount code to get spend $99 or more and get 10% off. That code is SHIFT 2025. SHIFT 2025 is the discount code. So I'd like to thank you all very much for being here, for investing this time, and standing up for yourself and making the change. Become the change. Come with us. Let's dance together. Let's play together. Let's go into the inner child and experience what's down in there that's good. Let's look at doing a core access experience together as one. It's time for you to choose yourself. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to be yourself, to create yourself, to recreate yourself. Find yourself. Yes. Don't think twice.
Great Mother, thou hast patiently protected my purpose. Difficult this path of perfection. Indeed, the dead shall not know this glory. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. The desert of my soul has been drenched by the waters of life, liberated from labels, lacking no thing. This is the way of wisdom, the testament of tears, formed in the bowels of becoming, bringing forth the fruit of freedom. Bind not the beloved with busyness nor boredom. Rest is the reward of the Lord. Victory is assured to those that endure the depths of indecision. With perfect vision, pierce the veil of illusion, vanquish the villains of virtue, heal heaven's broken heart. Thou art imperishable, everlasting isness, nameless, blameless, purity personified. Be not tied to sensation, temptation, nor desire the temporal fires that burn your blessings. Shake till you wake, take your place amongst the luminous race, wrapped in royal radiance, transcending beginnings and endings, firmly rooted in the love above. Time is the enemy. Seconds are missed moments. Seconds are missed moments. Seconds are missed moments. We are inspired by shadows, moving by images, wildly wiggling our way through wonderland. Thou shalt not want. It is the perceived condition of lack that brings forth desire. Desire wants to fill its emptiness. Obviously, where is that emptiness? Where is that problem that takes your attention, consuming your moments? These are tricks of the brain trained to defend its temporariness. A jealous God demanding the allegiance of my members. It remembers what me forgot. It is and is not a nebulous nuisance needing more. Always. When one attempts to mature in consciousness through a fear-based perceptual lens, limiting beliefs in self will systematically sabotage the soul's ascension towards the freedom of knowing. Knowing demands surrender. Surrender befriends compassion. Compassion is the doorway to divine thought. Divine thought actualizes itself as pure potential. This omnipotent guiding force attempts to navigate its dualistic expression through socially enforced insecurities, creating antichrist archetypes that ultimately destroy the natural evolutionary process. Man does indeed possess the spark. It is unfortunately masked in the mystery that mesmerizes minds, confines men to mere mortality, a finite fallacy that feeds on fear. Fast from your past, fan the flames of fruition, finish your mission, listen to the babies, smell the daisies, birth yes from maybes, free yourself of yourself. Everything else is fake. Fear's an illusion, confusion is choosing when there's no choice. The voice heard first is Christ, so to think twice is blasphemy. For those with souls that see and hearts that hear, it's always now. Wow. Selah.
That's Selah, featured on a new Dr. B project coming out soon. And some people are asking about traveling, whether you need a real ID. Most people have the real ID and don't even know it. It's got a black star on the top. But if you have a passport or anything like that, but they are letting people travel. The airline's going to get the money. They just may may ask you a few extra questions. But if you're looking to travel, you will travel. Get your mindset. Don't get into fear mode. Focus on what you desire. So, yes, I'll see you on the 17th of August and also this weekend. No matter what, get there if you can, however you can, whether it's, traveling in your mindset, be there. And if you can't be there, it's okay. Focus on what you desire. Live in the place of gratitude and act as if you have it now. You become the bridge. You become the quantum leap. Much love to you all. I'll see you soon. Take care.